Released worldwide on April 3, 2015, this ensemble action film from director James Wan was produced on an overextended budget of $250 million after the untimely and tragic death of Paul Walker. Transitioning from horror to action, Wan does a commendable job with the complicated production, which was hampered by unenviable rewrites and lengthy delays. There's no doubt, though, this picture will rake in a huge profit. I'm personally predicting about $1 billion, as well as a few more sequels. The crew of racers turned robbers are now being hunted by Jason Statham, the vengeful brother of Six's bad guy. Meanwhile, the PG-13 rated plot foolishly incorporates an overly technical MacGuffin into the mix, as well as Djimon Hounsou as a Somalian terrorist. It's an unnecessary complication that doesn't amount to much. Logically, the character motivations don't make any sense either. The furious crew band together to help a shadowy government type, played by Kurt Russell, for the explicit purpose of tracking down Statham. But the British villain routinely shows up unannounced anyway, making the crew's this-for-that responsibilities entirely meaningless. Vin Diesel once again leads the giant cast of meatheads, brawlers, and drivers with what I can only imagine was the toughest role of his career. Forced to pretend like your best friend is running alongside you while simultaneously mourning his death could not have been easy for him. But his performance here lives up to the challenge. Mourning a fellow character's death, Diesel paraphrases Scottish poet Thomas Campbell when he remarks, "We live in the hearts of those we leave behind." It's an inspirational quote that is an excellent fit for the film's more somber theme. He carries the picture to the best of his abilities, but the dual lead structure common in earlier installments is definitely missing here. Plenty of familiar faces return, with Michelle Rodriguez given a heftier romantic subplot alongside Vin, but an early scene where the two reconnect over a visit to race wars proved entirely pointless, and likely should have been cut for time in the already bloated 134-minute picture, the franchise's longest. Sidelined for most of the movie, Dwayne Johnson still gets a couple great scenes to really kick ass, like his opening bout with Statham, which sees the two muscled-up dudes tossing each other through 7 separate pieces of glass. Speaking of Jason, he's awesome as the villain, but similarly is given little to do besides shouting threats and punching people.
You thought this was gonna be a street fight? You're damn right it is.
Now playing a character literally half his age, Lucas Black returns for a single scene cameo that nicely connects some of the events of Tokyo Drift into the Fast universe. Newcomer Ronda Rousey thankfully only has a few short lines, as her delivery is so god-awful, they might just be the worst of the entire series.
These parties bore me to death.
As for the elephant in the room, it's bad enough that a series that continually deals with death and car crashes lost one of its own in that exact situation, which makes Walker's inclusion here, in his final ever appearance, so much more tragic. But thanks to a great deal of care and consideration from his friends and family, it never feels exploitative. Impressive camera trickery, CGI masking, and body double work from his younger brothers Caleb and Cody make his character's inclusion near seamless. Rather than writing him out, Walker remains a presence in nearly every key scene. But oftentimes it does feel like you're watching a movie filmed entirely with stunt doubles, as none of his detailed close-ups linger for more than a second or two. Of the more dramatic moments he did finish prior to his death, an emotional phone call with his longtime co-star Jordana Brewster is especially well acted, and may very well be one of the best performances of his abbreviated career. Effortless in these quieter moments, as well as the bullet-dodging destruction, it's easy to understand why he was such a beloved actor. Instead of a cheap and perhaps inappropriate on-screen death, Paul's charismatic and congenial memory is honored by allowing his character to literally drive off into the sunset. His co-stars share dialogue that unabashedly alludes to their real-life friend's passing. It's heartfelt and positive, without ever becoming too sappy. After all the consequence-free destruction and death-defying stunts, this surrogate memorial that concludes the film is capped off with 2 simple words on a white background: For Paul. Scored by the haunting Wiz Khalifa and Charlie Puth original See You Again, it's a beautiful send-off that definitely induces tears. I, for one, am gonna miss this guy. As for the action, Furious 7 delivers in spades. An insane stunt that sees Diesel and Walker flying a supercar between 3 adjacent Abu Dhabi skyscrapers is as amazing as it is unrealistic. Earlier, a skydiving car chase along a Colorado mountaintop is rife with nail-biting thrills and giant collisions, that culminates with a bus teetering on the edge of a cliff, in a suspenseful moment reminiscent of a similar sequence in The Lost World. Bouncing between these set pieces, though, the movie lacks a definable purpose or direction. The lack of cohesion is certainly understandable given the extenuating circumstances of this film's troubled production, but it doesn't quite make it acceptable. The plot is a bit scattershot, the characters aren't always utilized correctly, but the impressive stunt work and touching tribute to Walker make this a must-see for all fans of the series. Going above and beyond the scope and believability of previous films, Furious 7 provides fantastic excitement that poignantly eulogizes one of its own. I thought it was awesome.